Welcome to Sew Crafty with Connie. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Today I want to show you how to make these headbands with buttons to put the mask on that will help alleviate some of the stress that are on people's ears. So what I did was I started out with a piece of knit fabric and I cut it 4.5 inches wide by 20 inches long. My head is about 21 inches around, so I just cut it an inch smaller than that. You want it to go the stretchy way, so you want the long way to be the stretchy part. And then you're just going to fold it over lengthwise and you're just going to sew it. I would sew it about a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance. You could do a 1/2 of an inch if you want. But you're just going to sew it together all the way to the end. You're going to start at about 2 inches from the top and you're going to end about 2 inches from the bottom. Now you're going to flip it right side out. So I just put a safety pin at the end and I'm just going to push the safety pin all the way through and just kind of work it and pull it over. And turn it right side out, just like that. Okay, now you want to sew the two ends together. So I'm going to match up where the seam is, or I'm just going to match up the edges of each end and just sew those ends closed using about a 3/8 of an inch seam allowance as well. Okay, after you do that, now you want to take it and kind of fold in that opening, the seams down in where the opening is, and you're just going to top stitch that part closed. And working with knit, I would advise to get a really good sharp needle for this. So you're just going to fold those ends down and you're going to sew it closed and make sure that your seam is matched up as well. Now I'd start and then back stitch and then continue to sew till you get to the end of the opening and then back stitch to the end of the opening. Alright, now you want to take it and you want to clip your loose threads. Then you want to open it to where the seam is flat and it's not on the edge, so just kind of pull it apart and make it flat to where the seam is on the top. And then once you get that done, you're going to flip it to where the seam is underneath. You've got your seam on the top, you've gotten it flattened out, and then you just flip it. Because you want that seam to be on the bottom, so that part will be on the head. So I've got it flipped over, so my seam is on the inside now. Now I want to add the buttons, and I'm going to get a ruler. I have a ruler on my little insert there for my machine, and I am measuring about 5 inches from the end, and that's where I'm going to put my first button. You can either put it in the middle, you could put it on the end, you could put it wherever you want. The reason why I went up 5 inches is because I had put it on and that's where it was on my head, right above my ears, and I marked with a pen right above where my ear was. And so now I'm going to put this button in its place. Now if you put it on one end, you could turn the band around to where the button is farthest away from your face. You could put it in the middle. mean, basically you can put it wherever you want. But I'm just going to put mine on the end because when I put it on, the buttons will be further away from my face. And so now I'm going to match it up with the next one. And then with the buttons, you can either put them on with your machine or you can hand sew them on. I'm putting them on with my machine. Now once you get done with that, you're going to clip your threads. And after you get through clipping your threads, that's it. You're done. So now let's try it on. And then as you can see, I have the buttons furthest away from my face, so that way that'll give it a little bit more sturdiness or support as when I put it on. And then you can make them thinner if you want. It's your preference. These are 4.5 inches wide that I cut. So it's really up to you. If you feel like you need it to be a little tighter, you can pull it back some like that. So it's however you want to do it. Some may have the nose on the top to where you can bend it down, but I don't have that. But I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Thank you so much for watching.